It's Marcia McDonald, Online Course Doctor, here to bring you one tip at a time to help you improve your online courses in every area from concept to post-production. So let's get cracking. For today's episode, I'm going to take you on a behind-the-scenes look at my studio as it's evolving while I'm getting ready to record my first online course. I'm super excited about this. We're almost there, my friends. How to Nail Your Course Concept Step by Step is an actionable guide to help you, whether you've just started your course or you've been trying to get your course done and can't make progress. Make sure that that course concept is completely on target. So today we're actually going to just talk about what it means to set up a studio so that you can record properly. First, you don't actually need to set up a studio. If you've watched my last two videos, you know that you just need a nice clean background. When you're recording your video for your first online course, I recommend you keep it simple, simple, simple. What I'm doing here today is a little bit more complicated because I've been working in this field for more than a dozen years. But I'm going to show you why I'm making the choices I am, how you can have a simple version and a slight step up for very little extra effort. So let's get started on this part of it. First, how do you record? My friends, all I want you to do if this is your first time out is to just use your phone or your laptop. You can get perfectly good quality going that way. A slight step up is to use a webcam. Now, a webcam is going to sharpen your image just that bit more on your laptop. Makes you look a little bit more professional. I'm not using one right now, but I will be using a Logitech webcam for my online course to keep it really nice and sharp. What if you want to step it up just a little bit? Well, I'll be using a DSLR, a Canon Rebel T5i. The nice thing about this is that it will give me a better range of focus. I can do close-ups. When I want to do something more emotional or emphasize a certain point, I'll be able to get a nice tight shot on my face. However, laptop versus a DSLR, laptop, you can just move all your files right over onto your desktop and start editing right there. It's super simple. With your video camera, you're going to be needing to have memory storage. You're going to have to take it off the memory. You'll then have to reload it onto your laptop for editing. So it takes a little more time. It's a little more expensive. Now, I'll be using two cameras for this shoot. Why? Because I want a nice mid-range shot so that I can do some demonstrations with a whiteboard, but I also want some tight shots on my face. Also, having two cameras side by side, which I'll be using my laptop and the DSLR, will enable me to cut from one camera to the other, which will give me a little bit of variety in my pacing as well as the variety in shots. Also, if I flub up, which I do really often, it will give me a cutting point. Don't worry about that. If you're just starting out, just keep it simple. As I said, just use one camera. If you want to step it up, try two. I've even known people who've set up their phones as 2 or 3 camera eyes all around them. Then they edit it together so they have a nice variety of shots again. Okay, that's it for video cameras. Phone, laptop, DSLR. Now what about working with all that long form content? If you've been making short videos, say for your marketing, you may just be memorizing a script or taking scene after scene where you just do one line at a time. You cannot do that when you're recording a course, right? Because it's long form content. So there are a couple solutions I've found. One is a very simple solution, which is if you're using your laptop, I blow up my script full screen, I turn on my laptop video camera, and I put my script in front of it, really, so I can be recording while looking at the entire screen with my script blown up so that I can see it easily. Then I simply use my scroll to move that teleprompter script, it's not a real teleprompter, it's a fake teleprompter, up so it's near the top of my laptop, and that way I'm still keeping eyes on the camera because I'm only reading the top couple lines and then I'm scrolling as I go. This is a free solution basically, and it works extremely well. It takes a little bit of practice, but you can definitely do it. Now, the next solution I have is brilliant, and I'm super excited about it. It's great for your phones, or if you want to add a system onto your DSLR. It's the only app on the market right now, PromptSmart, that enables you to do voice-activated script reading. So you speak, it scrolls. You stop speaking, it stops scrolling. I've got a little tip for you. I've been talking to some of the developers for this app, and it turns out they're working on a version for your laptop. So look for that in the future. Anyway, you can use it right on your phone, as I said, or you can get another device called a Caddy Buddy or some other version that sets you up to put this, your phone or your tablet, onto the Caddy Buddy, and it reflects the script onto basically a plexiglass sheet. You reverse the image so that you can read it properly. And again, it's voice activated. So you've got a bigger screen to work with for your teleprompter. I love it. So I can have my fake teleprompter on my laptop side by side with my voice activated teleprompter on my DSLR, and I can just coordinate, and it's going to be so much easier than trying to memorize your entire script. So be on the lookout for that when you're ready. One little tip though, if you're going to use something like the Caddy Buddy to put your prompter setup onto your camera and then put it onto a tripod, the whole gadget, you have got to make sure you've got a sturdy tripod. If you're like me, you started out getting a really cheap tripod and the whole thing just literally fell over once I tried to attach it. So if you go this route, you got to spring a little bit more money for a good tripod. What about your mics? Of course, you can use your laptop, phone, or even your DSLR without an additional microphone. But the sound is going to be much stronger and clearer, which is really important when you're teaching. So I recommend you put out a little bit of money for this. Now you can get a very expensive lavalier or lav mic like the one I'm wearing, a little black spot there. You can step it up and use something like a Blue Yeti microphone, which you then hook straight to your computer or your DSLR. It's a little bit tricky, but you could do that. I'm using it with my laptop. I use a double USB port so that I can have my Blue Yeti microphone and my webcam hooked up together to my computer because they both work through the laptop. So that's a simple solution, and one I really recommend. Whatever kind you get, you can get a shotgun mic. There's all kinds of possibilities, but again, keep it simple. A lav mic is going to be the easiest way to go. Now, what about lights? You can see in the background I've got two umbrella lights, which I'll position at a 45-degree angle from me as I'm delivering my content, and that will give me soft light on either side. You don't have to do that. If you're just working from your laptop, then do what I do when I'm filming my vlogs, and just set up a couple house lights basically that are a bit stronger and position them until you get a nice even light on your face and not any harsh shadows, or record by the window. I actually record by the window and have two sets of lights when I record my vlog. Now I also use ring lights, and you can use a ring light. It's just basically a small circle with tiny lights all around it. You can use one for your phone, which just enables you to actually slot in your phone, set up the ring light, and put a little glow around your face. Or you can use a larger one. If I move, you can see in the background, I've got one with an orange filter on it to give me some warm, glowy tones, make me look a little healthier than I am when I'm just inside all day long. And they work really well to soften the light and even it out. So a ring light is a nice addition, but again, you don't need it. Just play with your lights, your house lights, until you get something that's giving you just a nice look, not really harsh. What about your background? While we're speaking of backgrounds, you'll notice that I've got a stand with green screen across the back. I was thinking of using green screen for this first course so that I could put in the background whatever I wanted, something kind of fun. However, in the interest of keeping it simple, I've realized that that is just way too much for me to deal with right now. So I'm going to either just use the white wall or construct some sort of simple background that gives me that halo effect that I like, where you just got some clear space around your head. As I said, the best thing is keep it simple. Powerful content, powerful teaching. The rest doesn't matter so much as long as we can see and hear you really well. And again, it also depends on how long your content is. This first course of mine is only an hour and a half long. So the kind of jury rigging I'm doing is going to work perfectly well. And your first course may be that same length. If it's a lot longer, if you're starting with a course that's 4 or 5 hours long or even 3 hours long, you might want to get some help because it's a lot to think about, and I want you to focus on knocking your course content and your teaching out of the park so that people love what you're doing. That's it for today. If you like these tips, if you'd like to have a list of the equipment that I'm using, you can get one just by signing up for the waitlist for my first course, which will be out probably the end of October. So I'd love to see you sign up that list. Subscribers already, don't worry. Things like this will go to you automatically because I like to take care of you. Thanks for watching. Keep in touch. Reach out to me. Ask me questions. See you later. Bye.